All right, we are live on the Coach Eli Television Network, YouTube, Facebook, and D Live. Welcome to Navigating the Modern World with Coach Eli. Glad you could all join me here tonight on this beautiful, amazing, and very warm Sunday evening. If you're here in Northern California where I'm at, especially in the San Francisco Bay Area, we've had some pretty warm weather. Even in my town, Redwood City, which is known to have climate best by government test. It typically doesn't get that hot here, but it's been very hot lately. But more so, on top of that, it's been very humid. And I'm not big on humidity. So even if it's only like, 85 or 90 degrees or something like that, which is what I'm trying to say, when the humidity is like 63%, it sucks. But anyway, welcome to the show, everyone. I have a great, brief show I'm going to be presenting here tonight, discussing a very important topic that's very, very near and dear to my heart. But before we get to that, let me first of all make sure that the YouTube notification has gone out. And it absolutely has. Let me check out the back end of YouTube and make sure that it is rolling smoothly. And it is. Facebook is rolling well. And D Live is rolling well. Let me check out the front end real quick. Always have to make sure that things are running smoothly. It absolutely has. Let me check out the back end. All right. YouTube is rolling smoothly on the front end. Facebook. Hey, we're at the top of the news feed. That's great. Rolling smoothly on the front end. Facebook. Yeah. Hey, we're at the top of the news feed. Yes, we are. Great. Yes, we are. And let's check out D Live. Here we go. D Live. Here we go. And let's check out D Live. Here we go. D Live. My green screen is playing tricks on me with certain colors. And let's check out D Live. Here we go. Okay. All right, don't get confused. I was just watching myself to make sure that everything is running smoothly on D Live. There's always a little bit of delay from what I put out live, depending on the platform. Some platforms have a longer delay than others. It all has to do with buffering and providing you the best possible playback quality. All right, enough of that tech mumbo-jumbo jargon. Let's get right to it because, like I said, I don't plan on being on too terribly long tonight. So let's get to the topic here. The topic is cleanse your soul and clear your conscience now and start moving forward. One more time. Cleanse your soul and clear your conscience now and start moving forward. What inspired me to do this topic? And I've been wanting to do this topic for quite some time. I created this stream to do it late night several nights ago, which is why if you saw my thumbnail before you clicked in on this show, it says Late Night with Coach Eli, even though this is technically not a Late Night with Coach Eli show. I guess on the East Coast, it could be considered late night. It is 11:10 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time and only 8:10 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time here in my neck of the woods in Northern California, the Bay Area. But yeah, I've been wanting to do this topic for quite some time, and I put it off a few days ago because I was feeling a little tired. It would have been the second stream I did that particular day, and I wanted to do it justice. I wanted to really think more so how I wanted to present this material, and I decided to go directly from the heart. So I'm not going to be, sharing any other information such as going on a website and reading like a Reddit forum or a blog posting or anything like that. I'm going to speak directly from the heart because I want to try to get as many people as possible to really understand what cleansing your soul is so you can clear your conscience and start moving forward. So here's the thing, folks. In life, we all make mistakes. Every single one of us makes mistakes. Nobody is perfect. Some people make more mistakes than others. Does that necessarily make them a bad person? Absolutely not. Okay, just because you make mistakes doesn't make you a bad person. Now, there are people that are bad people that make mistakes, and they make stupid mistakes, and they make intentional mistakes, or they stir up the pot intentionally because they're just bad people trying to do bad things to get ahead. And they do that because they feel that getting ahead the proper way doesn't work for them. Or maybe they've tried getting ahead in life the proper way, and it's either failed them or it's just too much work for them. So they want to take the shortcut, right? Okay. Now, let me go back to my younger days, where I made a lot more mistakes than I make nowadays. I'm 47 years old. I'm going to be 48 years old in December. Okay. Do I still make mistakes? Absolutely. But do I make fewer mistakes nowadays? Yes, I do. But again, I'm not perfect. I still make mistakes. We're all going to constantly make mistakes. But as you get older, if you actually learn from your mistakes and you're able to cleanse your soul and really think about the mistakes you made, and you really think about your actions before you take them in the future, and you base it on the mistakes you made in the past, you're going to make far fewer mistakes in the future, or you're going to prevent yourself from making the same mistake over and over and over again. And sometimes you're going to make the same mistake once or twice or three times, right? And that's still okay as long as you eventually learn from it, right? Now, if you make the same mistake 5, 10, 15, 20 times over and over again, then you've got a serious issue, and that's something that's going to require a little more hand-holding. You can book a coaching session with me, and I can work with you one-on-one to try to help you work through the mistake you constantly keep making. And if I'm not able to help you, then there's probably something, there's something that you need help with that I can't help you with. You may need the help of a therapist or a psychiatrist, right? More professional help. And I am a professional, but when I say professional help, I'm talking about, medical type of help. Okay. From a licensed, doctor professional, right? I'm not a doctor. I'm a coach. Basically, the way I help people is by sharing my past experiences, and the many mistakes I made in the past, how I learned from those mistakes, and how I've moved forward and become more successful because I learned how to work through those mistakes. I cleansed my soul, and then I cleared my conscience, and I worked through all these things, right? And then I was able to move forward, right? And that's what I want to help you folks with as well. So, when I was younger, in my younger days, I made tons of mistakes. I made tons of mistakes. I even dated I'm not saying all my relationships were bad, but I dated the wrong woman. And my father called me out on it. And I might as well, share that story very briefly. I've shared it before, but I will share it again. So I was dating this woman, and I was head over heels, for her. And, we were living together. And, after we started living together, after dating for a while, things weren't going too well with her work and some other things. Maybe, I think she had some family issues as well. And she started drinking a lot, and God knows what else she was doing, to the point of where, she almost destroyed the apartment that we were living in. It was just horrible, right? And I remember, back in those days, because I lived nearby where my parents lived, my father was still around during that point. My father, for those of you that don't know, passed away 12 years ago. I would go over to my parents' place during the day on a day off from work to pick up my mail, right? But at this point, my father was more so working, from home. And when I went to check my mail, um, this one time, my father was home and my mother was at work. My father's like, "What are you doing here, son?" And I said, "Dad, I'm here to pick up my mail." And he's like, "Well, okay, son, but you never come and spend any time with your mother and I anymore. You don't love us anymore, right?" I've got old school, Greek parents. My parents are old school. My mother's still around, but my father passed away. But he was around during that time. And I said, "Well, Dad, I'm, busy trying to make money and, get ahead just like you and, hopefully get married one day and have a family and this and that." My dad's like, "You're spending too much time with that girlfriend and you're living with that girlfriend, blah, blah, blah," right? He was, telling me all of that. I'm like, "Well, Dad, I love her." He's like, "I don't like your girlfriend, son." I'm like, "Come again, Dad?" He's like, "I don't like your girlfriend." And I said, "Well, why, Dad?" I was cool and calm and collective at that point, right? "Because she's no good for you, son. She's no good for you," right? I said, "Well, okay, Dad, I appreciate your concern and your feedback, but things are all right." And the truth of the matter is things were not okay. I told you what had happened with her, right? And your parents know you the best, right? They know when something's not right, okay? So as I was walking out the front door of my parents' place, my dad starts walking behind me and he says, "You know what, son?" I'm like, "What, Dad?" He goes, "It's funny what the man will do for a piece of pussy." And that triggered me. I was ticked off. Now, all of a sudden, I went from cool, calm, and collective Eli to ticked off Eli. I didn't want to hear that from my father, right? And, there were some issues in my relationship. I just, I didn't want to own up to them at that point, right? And back in those days, I had a Mustang GT convertible. I had the top down. And I went to my car. And I typically never do this. I'm a very safe and calm driver. But I peeled out. I peeled out because I was ticked off. I wanted my dad to see me being ticked off, right? And so after that time, things kept getting progressively worse in my relationship. And, my relationship ended up not working out. I'm not going to share exactly what happened, but I had to, kick my girlfriend out. And we were both on the lease, even though I was the one that was paying the rent and most of the bills because she was struggling financially because, of her work situation. I think that's part of what got her drinking and doing other things, right? So that was a pain in the butt, right? But if we fast forward, after that time, once she had left and everything was in the clear and I didn't have to deal with this crazy girlfriend of mine, ex-girlfriend of mine, I, went to go check my mail again at my father's place, my parents' place. My mother was at work again and my father was there. I walk in and, in my mind, I was like, you know what? I feel horrible. I feel guilty. And I hadn't talked to my father and mother for a while after my father told me it's funny what a man will do for a piece of pussy. I didn't want to hear that from my dad. And I'm sitting there and thinking to myself, my dad's an old school guy. I'm like, Dad, how do you even know what the word pussy means? Right? I mean, seriously, right? My dad, an old school Greek guy. And, he was married to my mother until he passed away. And I don't think they had any intimate relations for the last, 20 years of their marriage. So I'm sitting there thinking to myself, going back to the time where he initially told me this, I'm like, what does this guy know what the PUSSY is, right? Right? But fast forward to the present day, I went there the second time after my ex and I had split up, after I kicked her out of my place. And I walk in to get my mail, and my dad's like, "What are you doing here, son?" "I'm here to get my mail, Dad." Oh, okay, good, son. You never come and see your mother anymore. Well, Dad, I'm going to come and see you and Mom more often. And Dad, do you have a few minutes? I want to talk with you about something, right? He's like, for you, son, anything. I'll make all the time in the world for you, son. Okay. All right. So we sat down and I said, Dad, I want to apologize to you, Dad. He's like, for what, son? With this big, thick Greek accent, right? For what, son? And I said, Dad, for everything. For absolutely everything. You know, you were right about every single thing you tried to teach me growing up. And I'm very sorry that I didn't listen to you. Well, son, you were younger and now you're growing up and you're learning. You don't have to apologize to me, son. You know, I know you'll figure this whole thing out, right? I said, no, Dad, you want to know what you were most right about? What's that, son? When you said, Dad, it's funny what a man will do for a piece of pussy, you were absolutely freaking right. You were right about that. And instead of my dad laughing, he was like, well, you know, son, you were young and you were learning. And, you know, I just wanted to try to help you, son. You know, I was young once too. And, you know, I was, you know, trying to find the right one. And, you know, I know how women can be, right? I'm married to your mother. You know that, right? I'm like, my dad would always crack jokes, but he really loved my mother. He was really good to her. And my mother and father were 18 years apart. My dad was 18 years older than my mother. And after I left my father's place, much more calmly than the previous time, when he told me it's funny what a man will do for you know what, I felt a huge weight off my shoulders. I felt like I had cleansed my soul and cleared my conscience, right? I just felt really good because family is very, very important to me. Now, some of you that have been following me for a while know the story. 6 months later, my father was getting ready to go to church because he was the cantor of our Greek Orthodox church. The cantor sings the hymns along with the priest. And my father was getting ready to go to church. I heard the story. And my mother dropped him off right before an Easter liturgy service was about to start, the week before Easter. And my father, the way our church is set up, there's a balcony in the back of the church where the cantor, my father, and then the choir, they sing the hymns along with the priest, facing down towards like the stage area of the priest and the parishioners down below on the pews, in the pews, I mean. And my father, you know, would always rest a little bit before by sitting on the bench below the podium he would stand at with the microphone to sing the hymns along with the priest. And in this case, he sat down and he sat down and it appeared like he was taking a nap, and he ended up passing away at the age of 76 at the church. And it was a horrific day. My father, my creator, my mentor, don't get me wrong, I love my mother too, and she's still around. My mother had a huge part in raising me to be the man I've become today. But my father taught me how to be a man. And it was just a horrible feeling. And then I thought back 6 months prior. I came clean with my father and apologized to him for everything that I had done wrong, and for the fact that I never listened to him when he was right every single time. Folks, I was able to handle my father's death a lot better than I would have had I not come clean with my father 6 months prior. And it allowed me to, cleanse my soul and clear my conscience. And that way, I was able to move forward. I was able to move forward in the memory of my father, right? Now, I've shared this story before, and I shared it again because it makes perfect sense for this topic here. And, I want to share a few other things here tonight before I go off the air, because there are a lot of people that I've come across in my life, online and offline, that I know are going through certain things, have done certain things they're not proud of. And I know these people really want to desperately cleanse their soul so they can clear their conscience and really move forward from all the negative things they've done in the past. Excuse me a second. Those damn allergies. Yeah, it's been quite interesting lately. The turnout to YouTube live streams has been a lot lower than it has been. It's just that time of year. People are out on vacation. The weather's been great. Plus, if you're, in the Louisiana area, if you're back in the Midwest and the South and you're dealing with that hurricane, I totally get it. I totally get it. But I'll say this, folks. I've made lots of mistakes in my life, and I used to not be able to own up to them, even with my friends in my younger days. I've mentioned that before, but I'll say it again briefly here because it makes sense for the topic, right? And I used to always feel the need that I had to be better than everyone and that I had to be right about everything. Now, I wouldn't come out and tell my friends I was better than them, but I would always act and respond to them in ways that, I tried to come off as better than them, and they picked up on that, and they didn't like it. I had to work through that, and I had to realize that, life is not about, trying to be better than everyone or trying to be the absolute best person in the world. Life is about, trying to become the best version of yourself that you can be, and be a good, down-to-earth, humble, and loving and caring and nurturing type of person, right? And once I realized that going into my mid to late 20s, especially by the time I hit my early 30s, I was able to really, really cleanse my soul and clear my conscience regarding the way I used to behave, trying to always, not directly, but in my head, I would always try to one up my friends or be better than them, or I always felt the need that I had to be better than them. And why did I feel that? I'll be honest with you. It was because it was an insecurity that I hadn't worked through, right? It was an insecurity I hadn't worked through. And that's typically what causes people to behave in certain ways, is the fact that, they feel that their happiness is not going to be complete unless they're better than everyone else. If you have the attitude where you feel that in order for you to be a good person and successful, you have to be better than everyone else, then in my eyes, you're a failure. And it's a big insecurity, and it's going to hinder your success in life. It was hindering my success in life. Behaving in those ways was hindering my success in life. And it didn't start getting better and changing until I cleansed my soul and cleared my conscience and just started saying, it is what it is. Whatever's meant to be is meant to be. I just want to hang around good people that are like-minded, right? And enjoy doing similar things. And hey, if they're better at me than most things, so be it. Doesn't mean that I'm not good or good enough, right? It's all an insecurity, folks, and it's all how you see yourself, right? I didn't have as much self-love and self-respect for myself back then as I do now. And I see lots of people in this crazy modern world we all live in, not having self-love and not having self-respect. And if you don't have that, then you really have nothing. You really have nothing. Because if you don't love yourself and have self-respect, how in the world can you expect anyone else to respect you and love you? Love and respect are a two-way street. If you hope to get it from someone else, you need to be given it as well, right? Or at least showing it, right? Show with your actions that you have self-respect and self-love, right? And don't be the type of person that's conceited and feel the need that you always have to be right. But just be confident within yourself in a selfless way and humbling way. That's going to change your life. Now, folks, what I'm going to do here, we are at 26 minutes. After sharing that story regarding my father, I need to step away and take a quick break and just get some fresh air because that story hits me. I'm going to take a quick 7-minute break or so, and then I'm going to come back for another 10 or 15 minutes. And I'm gonna talk about not directly. I'm not going to mention names. I'm going to talk about some people I really care about out here on the YouTube side of things. And I'm hoping that my message gets through to them. I can't even talk. That story about my father kind of does it to me every time I share it. So I want you to stick around for that because I want to see if once and for all, the many people that I've encountered on YouTube and social media over the last 4 years can finally cleanse their soul so that way they can clear their conscience and move forward to bigger and better things. So, hey, Beastmaster, how you doing, bro? Hey, Coach. We enjoy listening to you being you. I was there same way growing up. I conducted myself like I was in control at all times. Like I saw no gray areas in actions. I came off arrogant. Yeah, me too, bro. My girl Anna snapped me back to reality. Haha. Well, yeah, maybe she helped, bro. That's a good thing. You have a good woman. But typically, women don't want to be around a guy like that. So I'm sure you had started to figure it out long before you met her. But I'm sure she keeps you grounded. And I'll say this. Having a good woman in your life, what a lot of guys don't understand nowadays, and this crazy digital modern world that we all live in is just so crazy. People like it's so hard to find a good woman to date. But if you have the right woman in your life as a man, and as a woman, if you have the right man in your life, there's no better feeling than having two people that equally balance each other out and support each other and uplift each other. It's a beautiful, harmonious thing. So I think that's more so what you were trying to say there, Beastmaster. You've grown since I've been here. Well, bro, I appreciate you saying that. I'm almost 48 years old, bro. I had a lot of experience before I started doing the coaching business and YouTube and other social media over 4 years ago. I think what you're saying is something regarding what I'll talk about when I get back from the break, regarding some experiences with trolls and haters and other people that I feel are really desperate to want to cleanse their soul and clear their conscience. So I'll get to that when I get back. Beastmaster says, if you find a good one like I have, treat her great. You'll get it back tenfold. Yeah, bro. And I'm talking to somebody right now, and she seems to be a really, really nice lady, a decent woman. So we'll see where it goes, I'll be talking with her on the phone, probably even later tonight, and we'll see how it goes. Yes, all respect to you, says Beastmaster. Thank you, brother. All right, folks, let me step away for a quick break here. Give me just a second here. I'm going to cue up some royalty-free YouTube music. Looks like the streaming server cut off one time. That happened at 8:15 when we started, and it reconnected, and it's been fine since then. All right, let me cue up some music here. All right. Do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do. All right, music is all queued up. Let's step away for maybe a 7 or 8 minute break. And when we get back, we're going to wrap things up by discussing YouTube trolls, haters, people that or people that I feel really desperately want to cleanse their soul to clear their conscience. So you're going to want to stick around for that. Stick around. We'll be right back. We're back. We're back. We're back. Woo! Feel it. Feel it. Yeah. All right. Here we go. Ethan Mixel, double helix. Here we go. Pump myself up. Needed to pump myself up after sharing my father's story again. Yeah, baby. Yeah. Whew. All right. All right. Woo! Settle down. Settle down, coach. You got a show to run. You got a show to finish up. Got to finish it up strong, right? Yeah. Whew. Yes, yes, yes. All right. Welcome back to Navigating the Modern World with Coach Eli, live here on the Coach Eli Television Network, primarily broadcasting live on YouTube at youtube.com/Life Coach Eli. That's youtube.com/Life Coach Eli. We're also simulcasting live on Facebook and D Live. If you're on Facebook and D Live and you want more than just these live stream simulcasts from the studio, you're going to have to come over to YouTube, where I also put out exclusive pre-recorded videos. I also do exclusive mobile live streams only available on YouTube, and I'm even a monetized channel on YouTube where I have a members only package for as little as $4.99 per month. You can get exclusive members only videos and members only live streams and live stream replays. All right. All right. I love this song. My favorite song in the YouTube audio library, Ethan Mixel's Double Helix. I used to play this song at the beginning of a show I used to run on the former channel I used to run years ago. The show was called Coach Eli Live. Those are some crazy days, and we're going to discuss those days briefly here in a second, and then we're going to wrap it up. All right. Yeah. Dun, 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 dun. All right. Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back. Let's get right to it here. Let's get right to it. I've been debating on whether I want to discuss this or not. And I will be honest, it's been eating me up. It's been eating me up inside to discuss this. Because I'm the type of guy that regardless of what anyone's done to me, even if it's bad, I still care about those people. I care about everyone because I feel every single person can make a change, and every single person is more than capable of cleansing their soul and clearing their conscience. You know, I've been on YouTube for over 4 years, probably closer to 5 years now, and I've been running my coaching business for that same amount of time. And on YouTube and social media, when I started to run my business and I put my real name out there and show my face, I never realized the amount of scrutiny I was going to get, and I never realized how far some people will take things. I've been through a lot on this platform. Now, I've been through a lot in life, but I've had a pretty good life, don't get me wrong. But I never thought what I ended up going through over the last 4 years was possible. I never thought that people would do such crazy things solely on the fact that they're immature and insecure people, and there are a lot of jealous people. I'm not trying to throw that in anyone's face. I'm just saying that's the reason why people attack other people. And I met a lot of great people over the last 4 years, primarily on the YouTube platform, that were great to collaborate with. Some of them ended up using my services. Others were really good friends. And all of a sudden, this group of trolls and haters and content creators started attacking myself, my business, and my brand in ways unlike you could ever imagine. Now, I'm not here to complain about that. I'm not here to get into detail about that, because I haven't talked about these people for, I'd say, probably at least 6 months now. And I really haven't gone toe-to-toe with them probably for a year and a half. I've been withdrawing, and I've completely withdrawn, right? And there's one particular creator, I'm not going to mention his name, but he knows who he is, and everyone knows who he is. He's a mid-30s millennial guy that, in my opinion, has stirred up the pot more than any other creator or person I've ever seen stir up the pot. More so, especially out here on YouTube. And he continues to do it to this day, maybe not as bad. He's kind of calmed down quite a bit. But the reason why I'm mentioning this is not to criticize him or criticize anyone else associated with him. You folks can do what you want to do. If you are fulfilled being a part of a drama group that, caters their content and treats their people in horrible ways, that's on you. That's completely on you. This mid-30s millennial guy has not had the best upbringing. He experienced some things in his household through his parents that were pretty traumatic, in my opinion. Once I heard the stories that he had mentioned, I felt bad for the guy. To be quite honest, despite what he's done to me on this platform over the past 4 years, and there's been a lot. He's done a lot of things that if I mentioned them here again, we'd be here for a long time. And people that are here for the first time would be like, wow, that's pretty crazy. All I want to come out and say is this, sir. Like I told you, I don't care if you keep using my content and, keep doing what you're doing. The one thing I want you to ask yourself, sir, is deep within, are you happy with the person that you are? Are you happy with the life that you're living? Are you happy doing what you do to pay your bills? Sure, you're getting sponsored and paid to create drama content and instigate fake drama all over YouTube, and that's how you make your money. But how does that feel? When you get up every single morning and you're dealing with negative people and you're dealing with so much negativity, how does that feel deep within? How does your conscience feel, sir? Right? All I want to say is this, and I'm going to wrap this up because I have a phone call to make. And, I want to go and enjoy the rest of my night here and focus on positive things. All I'm going to ask you is this, sir. Are you willing to cleanse your soul and clear your conscience so you can move forward and start moving forward, actually? Because you haven't. You're still stuck in this rut. And if you're asking me, why do I care? I just care about people in general, whether you think I do or don't. I care about people in general. And a lot of people that, have come in and out of your drama group and your drama network of channels used to be friends of mine or are still friends of mine. And because of what you and other people with through your group have put them through on the YouTube platform, they kind of withdraw. And it's kind of sad because it affects all of us. But I'm not even concerned about that. The whole point of it is this, sir. Are you able to, within yourself, you don't even have to go public on this, I know what you've done. You know what you've done. You've done so many things that have actually harmed other people. You have taken things into real life, sir, whether you admit it or not. Okay? I'm not asking you to come out and admit any of this stuff, and I could care less whether you admit it publicly or not. But can you dig deep within yourself and understand what you've done to harm other people to try to get ahead, right? Because if you can do that, sir, then you'll be able to cleanse your soul and clear your conscience. No matter what you say, sir, no matter how many videos you create on me or other people, no matter how many other people you are paid to attack by your sponsor, no matter how much more cringy drama content you create, dude, that's you. Who cares? We all ignore you. I ignore you. Deep within your conscience, sir, this whole thing is all stirred up. This whole thing is getting to you, right? And every time, I don't watch your shows anymore. Occasionally, I'm sent a link and I'll watch 5 minutes every now and then, right? But I can tell you're still not happy. The way you talk with people, you come off very standoffish, okay? You appear to be angry and bitter all the time. You're not relaxed on the camera, okay? And all you do is come out and talk smack about people and call people out on things, but you yourself, sir, have never owned up to anything that you've done wrong, ever. You've never, ever owned up to one single thing, sir. And the only reason why I mentioned that is because in my younger days, I was just like that. I was just like that. And despite what you think about me, I care about you and everyone else. I care about everyone's well-being. So can you dig deep within your heart and soul, because you have one, right? Accept what you've done, own up to what you've done within yourself. You don't have to go public on it, and cleanse your soul and clear your conscience. So many people, sir, have tried to help you out, including myself. And the more and more we try to help you, we've tried to help you by calling you privately on your phone. What do? You record us and you put that publicly and make content out of it, sir. Sir, do you have to make content out of every single little thing? Or can you just let some things be private, right? Does everything have to be a game, right? Many people have tried to help you, sir, through this, right? Legitimately, right? And you come out and you say and think that people don't care about you, or people attack you and come at you. No, sir. Many people have tried to make peace with you and to be reasonable with you and to support you as a friend off of YouTube. But see, you're not capable of doing that, sir, because every time somebody tries to help you, even off of YouTube, you record them without their knowledge and you put it on YouTube and you make content out of it, sir. And that's fine. Whether it's illegal or not, who cares? We're not talking about any of that. All I'm saying is that, sir, how does your conscience feel? How does your conscience feel when you're doing things like this? Does this make you feel good? Does this define who you are, sir? Is this the way you want to live your life for the rest of your life? So before I go off the air, I'm going to say this, okay? Again, you're probably going to clip this. You're probably going to talk about this, make a stream on this. This is what you do, sir. I expect you to do this because this is what you've always done. Can you, for one time, sir, show everyone a sign of good faith that, you know what? You're going to clear your soul or you're going to cleanse your soul and you're going to clear your conscience of all this BS and move forward. Can you show us a sign of good faith that you're capable of doing that? Not for us, for yourself, sir. Do it for yourself, right? Because until you do it for yourself, then no matter what you do for the rest of your life, this is always going to be on your conscience. It's always going to haunt your conscience for the rest of your life. And you're not going to be able to truly enjoy life in the way it was meant to be enjoyed. And that's as far as that goes. Give me a second here. All right, we are at 55 minutes, folks. I'm going to wrap this up. It is right after midnight, 12:02 a.m. Eastern on the East Coast, and 9:02 p.m. Pacific time on the West Coast. I hope everyone that's in the hurricane zone is okay. My thoughts and prayers go out to each and every one of you. Stay safe, everyone. With that being said, thank you once again for everyone that was here watching the show. Have yourselves a great night. I'll see you all next time. Take care. Bye. Bye.